let's not muck this up. 9 plus 8 is 17. Plus 7 is 24. Plus 6 would be 30. So we can pick the toothpick pretty easily. 28! Awesome sauce. 24. 9 plus 8, 17. Plus 7 is 23. Do that one. Ugh, too dirty, no! 8 plus 7 is 15. Plus 6 is 21. Let's check. Okay. Nice and clean. 9 plus 8 is 17. Plus 7 is 24. 17 plus 6. Oh, let's take a chance. Ooh. 18. 7 plus 6 would be 13. I clicked on that without really thinking. Can I unclick? Okay. 7 plus 6 is 13. Plus 5 is 18. Aha! You did an amazing job keeping up with my usual of getting one wrong. Shale. I gotta read those journal entries at some point. I failed. Yeah! Go to cave. I found a thing! You have a new find to excavate today. Good luck. Man, it's been so long since I've done this. Okay, no zeros. Okay, but I know all of these have to be chiseled out. Okay, that makes it pretty simple. And same with the bottom. All of these have to be chiseled out. So these are done. So let's etch a sketch. And let's etch a sketch here. Okay. So we need to chisel now. The question is where to do the thing. So this could be 2. Or this could be 2. Well, we can always go back. Let's start with the first row. So let's say that's 2. And that's 2. And then there's 1. Right? And same with here. And then 1, 1, and then 3 and 1? Just because I want to. Check? What? Where did I go wrong? 1 and 1. Like there's 5. 5. There's 2 in this row, 1 in this row, and 1 in this row. There's 1 here and 1 here. There's 1 here and 3 here. There's 2 here and 1 here. There's 2 here and 1 here. There's 1 and 1. Do I have to do them in a certain order? Like does... How the actual heck? Okay. Okay, what if I etch this and chisel this? So that's 3 and 1. I'll have to etch that out and chisel that. Does that make sense? Okay, that's what it wanted me to do. So I gotta pay attention to where these numbers are. I didn't even read that. I was too busy going, huh? Huh. I never thought I'd struggle to figure out if something was bone or stone. I turned the thin brown piece in my hand while my thumb rubbed off some of the dirt attached to it. Luckily, it left an imprint in the soil, so I could return it to its original context, but I did not want to measure something that would reveal to be worthless. I thought about asking Sherry, But I already pestered her with a million questions this morning, and she was helping the other students. Could always ask this guy. Turning off my music, I glimpsed at Kyler. He was kneeling down and jotting something on his feet, using one of the protruding rocks as an improvised table. Clenching the unknown object, I wondered if I could ask him. Moreover, it would give me the chance to apologize on Deandre's behalf. He was completely absorbed in his work, though. Well, we did promise Deandre we would talk to Kyler, so we'll talk to Kyler. He looks so unimpressed with me, though. I tapped the rock surface next to the paper to get his attention, and he glanced up in response. Sensing a conversation, he raised his hand to his cochlear implant and switched it on. I was wondering if you were deaf, because it said that he knows sign language. Sorry to bother you, but I have a question. I held up the object and he placed the pen down. It felt like a victory that I captured his attention. What is it? I'm stuck playing the bone or stone game. What do you think? He extended his arm and I placed the item into his outstretched palm. He held it up to the heat lamp behind us. The silent anticipation was agonizing, and I was surprised. Was Kyler stumped on it as well? Just when I was about to inquire, he moved his hand to his mouth and pressed the object against his tongue nonchalantly. What? It's stone and not worth recording. You can toss it into the bucket. I reluctantly held out my hand as he dropped the slightly damp stone into my possession. Ew. How did that work exactly? What about germs or viruses? I want to know how that worked, but I'm going to ask him on his route. Ew. Ugh, gross. I only licked it. I didn't stick the whole thing in my mouth. Yeah, but... I decided to drop it. It was a rather childish reaction anyway, and Kyler wasn't impressed. He picked up his pen dismissively. Bone is porous and sticks to the tongue. With that, he coolly returned to his sheet before I could thank him. I didn't even get a chance to bring up that one other thing. Well done on me. Tossing the stone into the bucket, I returned to my square dejectedly. I fail at life. And volunteering. I succeeded. I guess that means I need to do another thing. You have a new find. Oh, God, why would you do this to me? Oh boy, here we go. Okay, that's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 10, 10, 10. And that's all the help I'm gonna get, isn't it? Holy buckets. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? If this takes me too long, I may skip ahead. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, I think I have it. I'm gonna double check it over with you guys one more time. 6 in the top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 in this row, yes. None in this row. 1 here and 1 here. There's a space between them. Only 1 in this row. 1, 3 here, and a 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 1. 10. 1 and 1. Okay, that matches. Now this way. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, and 1 and 3. Please? Ah! I did it! Oh good, that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, and I double-clicked the thing. Woohoo! Speaking of, where's my journal? That's not my journal. Whoops. How do I... Okay. There's my journal. Okay, did that. speleothems. They are cave formations created by mineral deposits carried by water. Common formations are stalactites and stalagmites. When they connect, it's called a column. Remember, stalactites cling to the ceiling while stalagmites rise from the ground. Wet screen, aka tamassage. This is when excavated sediments are sieved through a mesh using water, leaving behind archaeological remains. These are then stored in a cup that has the square and layer indicated on it. Excuse me. You don't want to find important items such as flint in the wet screen. Okay. Chert. A glassy sedimentary rock, smooth to the touch and perfect for napping. Napping? Due to its composition, when struck, it fractures in a way that results in a curved, rippling surface like a mussel shell. It was commonly used as a cutting blade or to start fires. Coprolite. Bluntly put, fossilized feces, but far from a crappy find. Ha ha. Coprolite are a wealthy source of information, being able to reveal the diet of the individual, even sequence DNA. They can also contain preserved hair, pollen, seeds, intestinal parasites, and pathogens. Shale. An abundant sedimentary rock formed from slit? Let's say slit, right? Not silt. And mud. They come in many colors and can easily be split into thin layers. Also Hendrik's favorite pun. Haha. Okay. Bucket swaying in my grip, I made my way down to the main catwalk, intending to return to my square. Whoa! Nice hoodie. Wecca rugby. I paused when I saw Deandre staring at the dirt wall in deep concentration. Every few moments he would raise his trowel, but stop inches before the blade touched the soil, then retreat. He looked like he was about to defuse a bomb, but didn't know which wire to cut. Hey Deandre, what's up? Ooh! Startled, he turned toward me, and his focused expression melted into a relieved grin.
Hey, just finished the tamassage?
Yes, the layer I'm working on is mostly dirt, so there's not much to find. What about you? You seem a little hesitant.
I'm starting to see why I delayed picking an elective. Right now I'm paranoid about digging through heaps of layers and not being aware of it.
He handed over the photograph, and I balked at the number of pencil marks that were drawn, erased, and redrawn, along with ink lines that were dotted instead of solid. Hey, considering what I just did, I think that's perfectly normal. And I thought I struggled with my square. If anything, his square was easier due to all the rocks that clearly indicated the end of a layer. You cleared out the couche de merde nicely.
That was the easy part. It was compressed and dark compared to the next sediments. They all blur into a blob of brown. How am I even supposed to tell them apart?
Deandre. Rely on the photograph. Or offer to etch out the layers. I'll offer, I guess. If you'd like, I could mark all of the layers for you. I mean, it's only a guideline and more of a temporary solution, since I can't predict if any other layers will emerge while you dig.
Seriously? If anything, I should have thought of it first, instead of darting between the photograph and the real thing.
I glanced down at the picture. I had a feeling many of the lines were what Augustine or Hendrik had penned in with their expertise, and not based on what Deandre proposed. Hence, even with the photograph, Deandre wasn't sure why the layers were separated as they were. Here, I got this. I extended my hand, and he handed me the trowel. I deliberately carved out a thin line, careful to use prominent rocks as points of reference. There.
Whoa.
I stepped back to admire my own handiwork. Deandre gave a low whistle of approval as I returned his trowel.
Thanks, Mel. Maybe I'll do a decent job here. I don't want to go back to the lab.
Why, the lab work is actually easier than this, I think. Didn't like the lab so much?
Ugh, it was boring and repetitive. Then again, so is excavating, but at least you're not getting high off ink and nail polish fumes. Sorry, this is something you're striving for, and I sorta...
Please, it's fine. Even if you don't like it, I'm glad you're trying to do your best anyway.
That's to avoid failing. I'd hate to end up retaking an elective, especially one that goes for a full semester. I just want to graduate already. 3-year degree. More like 5 if you're balancing work as well.
Work? What's your job?
I play for Perona RC. RC stands for Rugby Club, of course.
It's not your university team? I always assumed it was like that. And you get paid for it? Wait.
That's right, I'm a professional rugby player. My team participates in the top flight league here.
Seriously? No way! Why didn't you tell me before?
It's not that amazing, Mel. I certainly worked my arse off for it, but I'm not one to brag. Much. Besides, even if I did, it's not as if you'd heard of the team or even of the league.
True, I don't even follow it back home. Is rugby popular here?
Not as popular as football or cycling, but it's a growing sport.
And aren't you required to train all year round or something?
Shoot, what did that email say? I think the training resumes in early August, but of course the coach is understanding of my situation. The season itself starts in the fall and runs until May. What, afraid I'll have to leave so soon?
Despite rolling my eyes, I chuckled at his question. Oh yes, tears on my pillow because I lost my best kitchen partner.
I admit, we make a pretty awesome duo.
He gestured to his square.
Now that you've helped me not to fail, I should probably stop distracting you. I don't want you to get marks deducted because you decided to flirt with the star player. Oh!
That elicited another laugh from me, and we exchanged a cheerful goodbye. Remembering to grab my bucket, I made a beeline for the ladder. We're getting on so famously. This is awesome. I was surprised to find out Deandre was a professional athlete. There didn't seem to be much fuss surrounding him here. It's true, actually. Yeah! And he just plays catch with us, even though we suck. Wait, seriously? How did I end up here? I skidded to a halt to get a better idea of my location. I love this music, by the way. My morning jog had been extended way longer than I'd intended. Oh, I'll try this off-road, I said. I won't get lost, I said. The hoodie around my waist had gotten loose, and I retied the sleeves while I walked briskly along the street. I was definitely high up. Beside me was a steep slope, and I knew the cave was located somewhere below. It's already past 8. I should have found my way back like 20 minutes ago. Too real. I sauntered closer to the slope and peered down, wondering if I could find a shortcut. No way! That's the cave down there! It was unmistakable. There was a protruding shed half hidden in the rock, and I could see the worn path. I did not see any trail that descended down. Not without weaving through the bushes and trees, anyway. If I backtracked, I would be horribly late. What to do? Just go for it! There's no other option than to hurl yourself down the slope. Since when have you ever started acting irrationally? You're not starting now. Oh, what to do? Go for it, girl! I really don't have a choice in the matter, did I? I took one precise step to secure my footing before launching myself, then half slipped, half ran down the slope. Narrowly dodging trees, I stumbled and ended up bursting through a thicket of bushes. Do all these bushes have thorns? What is this? I shielded my face as I ducked under the lower branches. As the walkway came into view, I grabbed a tree trunk to stop my momentum, huffing and puffing heavily from my detour. I emerged from the forest in a less than stellar state, all scratched with leaves stuck to me everywhere. A few curious students glanced up in surprise. When Hendrik noticed their movements, he followed their gaze and gave me a bewildered look. What happened to you? Took a wrong turn during my jog. I'm still intact, though. I let out a nervous giggle as I hastily brushed off the leaves and plopped down in an empty chair, wanting to drown myself in the work immediately. She tapped her head repeatedly, and I combed my fingers through my hair in response, trying to fix my dishevelment. After a few moments, Joan delicately reached over and plucked a leaf from my hair. Thank you. Oh, merci. We exchanged an amused smile, and we silently returned to our tasks. Although we were in the shade, I started to feel unusually warm as time went on. Oh no. I squinted as I struggled to jot down the information on the bone. I wiped my forehead, then paused, surprised by how much sweat had accumulated. Uh-oh, you're not looking too good, Melissa. It can't be because of the jog. That was hours ago. The pen grazed against the bone and made an illegible squiggle when my hands involuntarily jerked. The trembling didn't stop, and I placed the items down as dread settled in. Oh no! Crap. Oh, am I going into insulin shock? I shoved my hands into my pockets, searching for the hard candies I had on me whenever my blood sugar was low. I froze when I realized they were empty, and I frantically patted myself down. I always carried emergency rations on me. How could... Oh no. Oh no, they must have fallen out of my pocket when I slid down the slope. I shot up, nearly knocking the chair over in my haste. Joan flinched, then put a hand to her mouth when she saw my state. Te sens tu malade? Sick? Yeah, not feeling well. I need sugar. Confused chatter rose from the table, and Hendrik announced something to calm the students down. However, I was not in the mood to address them, and I strained to recall where I could get something sweet and fast. Wait, the fridge. With semi-shaky legs, I started walking over to the outdoor kitchen, feeling lightheaded. Something warm brushed against my arm, and Joan gently touched my shoulder. You okay? I help? Can you grab some apple juice? Pomme juice? Jus de pomme? Oh, Joan, you're a sweetheart. Despite my struggles, Joan understood my request and made a beeline for the kitchen. I decided it was better for me to sit on the bench before the symptoms worsened. Oh no, you guys are still not getting on well. I heard Deandre and Kyler snapping at each other behind the counter. The words were in French, but even I could tell it wasn't friendly banter. Their constant shuffling blocked the path to the fridge, and Joan surveyed the situation. With clenched fists, she impatiently marched over. Bouge de là! Melissa est malade!
Oui, madame.
Deandre and Kyler exchanged shocked glances but shuffled aside to allow Joan through. Small but mighty Joan. In her hurry, she fumbled when she grabbed a cup but regained her movements. After pouring the apple juice, she briskly walked toward me while doing her best to hold the cup steady. Deandre tried to rush over, but Kyler barked out something harsh. Deandre resentfully retreated a few steps. Joan sat next to me, making sure my fingers grasped the cup firmly. The rim quivered against my lips, but I was able to take a gulp. Everyone looked so worried. The tangy sweetness of apple juice filled my mouth. Amidst all this, I could hear Joan talking to Kyler and Deandre in French, presumingly explaining the situation. No one barraged me with questions. As my condition improved, Joan let out a sigh of relief. Whew, and inched a little farther away to give me more room. I licked my lips and wiped my mouth with an arm as I mumbled behind my knuckles. Merci beaucoup. My amount of gratitude could not be expressed in just 2 words, but I hoped they could sense the heartfelt emotion behind them. You better? Much better. I admit it's been a while since I've had an episode like that.
What was that exactly? You looked as if you were going to pass out right then and there.
Don't pester her with questions. She's still recovering.
The hell, man? Who died and made you boss?
Joan waved an arm to get their attention. Calmez-vous. The tension dissolved, and the 3 looked at me inquisitively. I cradled the cup in my lap as I formulated an answer. I'm okay now. Honest. Crack a joke, ask Joan to stay, request for some time alone, retire to the indoor lab, retreat to the tent. Oh, they all look so worried. That's okay. You know me. You guys don't need to get all sweet on me now. I'm doing fine. I let out a weak laugh to show that I was kidding. Deandre chuckled, while Kyler looked appalled that I could act airily about the situation. Get over yourself, Kyler. Good grief.
I guess you can't really sugarcoat these things, can you?
That's life. You take the highs with the lows. Huh? Ugh.
You guys are terrible, unable to appreciate such high comedy.
Thank you, Deandre. Kyler disappeared behind the outdoor counter again, while Joan lingered. Thank you, Joan. You helped me a lot. I'm glad. I will speak to Sherry. You were sick bad. She should know. As much as I don't want to admit it, good call. Please do. She nodded and left for the cave trail. Now it's just me and Deandre. The lightheartedness faded, and he knelt down before me, placing a concerned hand on my shoulder.
You sure you're fine, Mel? Is there anything I can do?
Well, there is one thing. Could you grab my diabetic bag from my tent? It's solid green. You can't miss it. I need to check my sugar levels.
Can do. Just sit tight.
Oh, thanks. With one final pat, he stood up and walked around the museum building. He returned with the carrying case, and I set the cup of apple juice down before I unzipped it. Sensing him lingering nearby, I gave him a reassuring laugh. I'm fine now. You can return to your cooking duties and stuff. Sorry for sending you off on a fetch quest like that.
Fetch quest?
We were interrupted by the clanging of pots, followed by an angry French curse. Ah, mon Dieu!
Ugh. God damn it, Kyler fails at this.
What, cooking? With an incredulous stare, he gave a helpless shrug.
More like everything. I'll complain to you after. Focus on resting first. Later, Mel.
Later. Aww. While the two continued their argument, I checked my sugar levels and sighed in relief. Oh. Still, I was exhausted after the hypoglycemic episode. There you are! Yeah. Sorry about not finding you. I needed to get my glucose levels back to normal first. No, I understand. Do you know what caused it? I didn't see you at breakfast. I got lost. Not only did I jog longer than I intended, but I also skipped a meal. This made me sound more and more irresponsible as I went on. And I lost my emergency candy. Please don't fail me. Aw, I wouldn't deduct marks for this. Melissa, I think you should get some rest. Let's focus on getting your meal schedule back on track. Right. However, I'd like to talk to you about this later. My shoulders pricked and I could only stammer in agreement. What will she bring up anyway? I hope it's not about monitoring me. Well, that's a good start to this.